Greetings, Sigma males. We're going to talk about MGTOW, the ever controversial MGTOW, men going their own way. And this topic was brought to my attention by a comment I received, and I wanted to answer that comment, the question I heard. And I did so in a form of note-taking. I sort of wrote notes to this guy who wanted to know the answer. And if you don't know what MGTOW is, I recommend you stop the video and go learn about MGTOW, because this video is not going to be about MGTOW and what it is. It's going to be about, as a Sigma male, what MGTOW means to you, and also my beliefs on MGTOW. So let's get right into it. What did the guy say to me? What was his question? So I made a video about love, and in this video I discuss relationships, dating, sex, etc. And one of the comments was, do I need to hate women or avoid them to be Sigma male? And the answer is very clear to me. And the answer is, hell no. You don't have to hate women. You don't have to avoid them, because part of being Sigma male is doing whatever you want. It's having no labels, and it's just staying true to what you want to do, and it's being independent. Part of being Sigma male is being independent from what other people define as a Sigma male. While we might do things that appear to be avoiding women, it's not a conscious choice. So I think if you have to ask a question like that, you need to explore further and dig deeper, because no, you don't have to hate women, and you don't have to avoid them. And I think you shouldn't hate them, and you shouldn't avoid them. I think that answer to me is very obvious. I don't usually speak too often in very direct and definite ways, but there's definitely something wrong if you hate something and you avoid it. So I want to talk about what I like about MGTOW. It's a very small amount that I like about MGTOW, the red pill philosophy. Anytime you have people, anyone, who wants to derive their own sense of self internally, independently from external things, and they want to gain their power back from something that hypothetically took their energy away, took their power away, maybe took their money away, whatever. That's a great thing. And you notice I'm speaking very vague here. I'm speaking in very unclear terms. Getting your power back, being independent, empowering yourself, etc. And that's because what I like about MGTOW is very surface level. We don't have to get into the intricacies of it too much before I start thinking that's not really for me personally. It might work for other people. But I think if you're a Sigma male, you're already living that sort of way. You're living that, I already live independently. I live free of the opinions of others. I don't live for validation. I live to empower myself, find confidence in myself. And so what I disagree with MGTOW is very much in line with what I just said. It comes from a place of Sigma male perspective, the Sigma male viewpoint. And I say this with a lot of love and empathy and compassion for anyone who goes through experiences as a man and they feel like they've been wronged. Anyone who feels injustice, I feel that. I feel that as a Sigma male. I feel that as a sensitive person. So my main issue with MGTOW is really two things. Number one, if you're a Sigma male and you want to be MGTOW, it's kind of going too far. Being Sigma male is already going your own way. You don't need to be told to go your own way. If you're a Sigma male and you've lived that way for more than a few years, you've already made these conscious choices that you're going to live your own way. You're going to go your own way. MGTOW is really for people that have spent their whole lives trying to get some sort of validation, approval, trying to chase some fantasy dream of what they think relationships are like, what they think women will give them, what they think nice cars and money and all these different things. To me, that's the ethos of red pill philosophy. Who it's really for are people that are really, really plugged in already. And that's a Matrix reference, obviously. Red pill, blue pill. Sigma males have already taken a form of the red pill. They're already kind of born that way. So when you start throwing Sigma males down the journey of MGTOW, it's like too much. Guy's going to go live in a cabin and not communicate with anyone for 100 years. And that's fine if you want to do that, but for many Sigma males, I think it's too much. But my main gripe with MGTOW, for many of us, and this is going to require your adult sense of self, some sort of emotional resilience to accept this idea, because I know personally that I've had to learn this. And I've had to swallow that pill. And that pill is that for many, MGTOW is a pain avoidance technique. For many, I'll say it again, MGTOW is for people who want to avoid pain. And I'll give you two analogies here. Let's say that you grew up in a town where you had to walk to school, and you had to walk very far, and you had to walk down this road. And one day you were attacked by a dog, and the dog bites your leg, gives you a lot of pain. And now, for the rest of your high school life, middle school life, you have to walk to school, but you have to find a new way to get to school because you don't want to walk on that road. You've received pain on that road, so you avoid that road. But things change and you grow, and the road grows, and things on that road change. Families move. Maybe there's new dogs, and the new dogs are friendly, and there's maybe a lemonade stand, and you can get free lemonade, and there's so many amazing things on that road. But now, because of some distant, painful memory, you just avoid that road. You avoid it altogether. And it can be problematic because now you're just avoiding pain. And you're doing so at the expense of your own pleasure. My other analogy is this. There are two men. They both want to learn about violence. They both want to confront this human side of us. And they want to get comfortable with violence. Maybe they were beat up, and that inspires them to want to accept violence, face violence, understand what it means to just stand in the pressure of violence. So one man, he decides to be a self-defense guru, and he spends lots of money to learn self-defense in the dojo. Then he builds his own dojo, and he lives there, he works there, he practices there. But he never experiences real violence. He never gets in there and faces the violence. And then the other guy, he says, I'm going to learn violence. I don't like how I handled myself when I was beat up by that guy. My legs got a little too shaky. So I'm going to go confront it until it means nothing. So he goes out, he has a couple beers, and he sees the biggest guy in the bar. Now, I'm not recommending this. This is just an analogy. But he starts a fight with the guy. And what happens in fights usually? Most fights in bars, most civilized bars in first world countries. There's a little bit of shoving, a couple punches are thrown, two guys clinch up, other people jump in, separate them. And now this guy who is afraid of violence, what does he feel? Maybe he's got a little bit of a bloody nose. Maybe the other guy's glasses are broken. But he sits in his pain and he sits in that violence, that pressure. And he thinks, wasn't so bad. Wipes the blood from his nose. Not so bad. And he notices he's a little less shaky than the first time he got in a fight. And so we have two different people, and they want to confront this pain, and they do so in very different ways. And I think it's very obvious when you think about MGTOW, and you think about why pain drives men towards MGTOW, and how disastrous that can be. You don't want to spend your whole life in the dojo hiding from the pain, hiding from the reality. And I feel like that's what MGTOW is. It's a dojo for many people where they can hide. They never have to feel the pressure because they're hiding. So this is painful and powerful at the same time. Only you can know how much pain you're avoiding, how much pain avoidance you're adding to your daily life. And I'm not going to sit here and say that you are the person and you're avoiding pain. It's just a question you should ask yourself. But my advice for this person who asked the question about whether they should avoid women or hate women is that I think that might come from a place of pain. And so what I wrote down for them was this. No matter what philosophy you label yourself, the pain is always there. The pain's always going to be there. Except women, money, whatever, that sort of thing doesn't cause pain. It brings up the pain that's already within you. And I think that's a powerful distinction. And I thought about that recently when someone was talking about money and how money makes people into bad people. And this book I was reading started talking about, no. Money just brings up more of who you are. If you're a charitable person, money's going to bring up the charitable side of you. If you're an asshole, money's going to make you more of an asshole. We don't have to look very far to see that. Women, money, they bring up pain that's already within you. And you need to know that. It's very important to know that. So, what's the real way to move through pain, to evolve through this pain? If you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, you're right. You're right, Alex. I'm avoiding pain. I'm going my own way because I'm avoiding pain. What's the real way to avoid it? And this is my advice for the guy who asked the question. I said, you can spend years in meditation at some temple in order to prepare yourself to be unreactive to drama, pain, fear, aggression, stress, anxiety, depression, whatever it is. You can spend years in this bubble. Or you can get in the arena. You can just get in that arena and you can face the bull. Who do you think can handle pressure better? The monk who is sitting in the temple? Or the bullfighter who just did his first bullfight? Monk has been meditating for 10 years. But that bullfighter got in there and he faced the horns just one time. It took maybe an hour and he faced that. And now he knows he can face that uncertainty, that pain, and he can step through it. He's not avoiding it. So life is a bullfight. And I think when you think about MGTOW as a way to avoid the bullfight, it's very easy to understand why the philosophy of MGTOW is flawed. Life is a bullfight, and you need to learn to move and dazzle and flow and sort of be flexible and adaptable, because real truth happens when you get in there and you come face to face with the danger, and you come face to face with the thing that you're avoiding, many of you. And I think you need to judge your life not by how little pain you can feel or how cool you can be, how unreactive, all that stuff, but how you move and how you dazzle and how you sort of live a sort of poetic life. And you're able to get in there and you're able to get your hands dirty and face the real truth instead of hiding from it. Judging your life by how messy it got, how chaotic it gets, how dramatic it gets, and yet how composed did you stay? How unreactive were you? How many times did you get back up from that pain, that heartbreak, that betrayal, whatever you're avoiding, whatever you think you're avoiding? How many times can you get back up from that and you get back up with a smile and you're composed and you say, that's all right, this is the life I chose. And I think that's the ethos of a Sigma male. They choose to get in there and face the truth and not avoid certain things because of pain or fear or whatever. It's all about evolving through action, not avoidance. It's better to go your own way, not by avoiding the pain, but by getting in there, facing the drama, facing the pain, and doing so independent from what people think you should feel. And doing so with a smile on your face and just getting up time after time, not avoiding anything, not hating anything, just accepting, having love for all these different things. Having boundaries, of course. Do no harm, take no shit, have boundaries, but know when to dazzle, know when to flow. Know when it's time to go your own way just by being confident within yourself. Confident enough to just say, I don't need to avoid anything. So I hope that gives you some clarity on my thoughts about MGTOW. I'd love to talk about this more. I think I could talk about this topic a lot. And again, I'm not hating on MGTOW. I really like the concept of people empowering themselves. But avoidance and empowerment are easy to confuse. They look like one another sometimes. So what are you doing? Are you empowering yourself, or are you avoiding pain? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be honest. Let's be honest here. Are you avoiding pain, or are you really empowering yourselves? Talk soon. Thanks for watching.